Hey guys, my name is Flora. I teach you how to source smarter and save more for your business. So last time I did a video about how to source this beautiful crop tops from Brazil, and a lot of you were requesting for a part 2 on how to source it from China specifically, since it's way easier for you guys to source from China than from Brazil. So if you want to learn how to source this crop tops from China instead of Brazil, all the details, MOQ, pricing and everything, then you want to keep watching this video. And something I want to tell you is that this particular crop top is a very lucrative business, a bestseller, something that a lot of young girls would definitely want to buy. So if you want to learn about this new business idea, then keep watching this video. In this video, I'm going to be talking about everything I know about sourcing these crop tops from China. So this is a business that you don't want to miss out on because you have very few competitors right now, especially in Africa and other regions. Like the people who actually produce these crop tops are mostly, in fact, they're all in Brazil at the moment, except somebody like you decide to pick it as, a challenge and decide to start producing it and selling it to people in your country or wherever you are located in. So you don't have any competitors, and that's a good business. You look at, like, when you're starting a business, you're looking at the number of competitors in that area. So for this crop tops, basically, if you're not in Brazil or other places close to Brazil, you literally have no competitors. It's challenging, but trust me, this business is rewarding. So I have a list of things that I plan to cover in this video because it's going to be more of a teaching section so that you have all the information that you need. I'm also going to provide suppliers. Yes, supplier information is going to be at the end of the video, but please watch this video in detail so that I don't start seeing questions in the comment section, and those are things I already mentioned in this video. Please make sure you understand everything I said so that you don't ask me questions that I already answered. Like I mentioned last time, I told you guys that this crop tops originate from Brazil. Now they have like a unique fabric, and that fabric, they call it Bengali fabric or something like that, but it has a composition of, like, I think it's stretchy. Some of them are fairly stretchy and some are not stretchy. Now the first thing you want to do when you start sourcing these crop tops, by the way, let me just mention this, sorry to disappoint you, but there's no stock anywhere for these crop tops in China. There's no place where you can go and say, I want to buy 3 pieces, I want to buy 4 pieces. Nope, there's nothing like that in China, because everything has to be custom production. You could be the second person after me to give a factory of your choice the challenge to produce it so that you can start selling them. So to take note, there's nothing like that. So the first step you want to do is the fabric. Now this fabric is Bengali. If you look at the tags on the samples that you probably will procure from Brazil, it's like about 78% poly something. I don't remember. The samples are in my basement so I can't really pull them out. So it's a composition of nylon and with a poly something 70% there. So some of the fabrics are stretchy, why some of them are not even stretchy at all. So that's something you need to know. So the first step you want to get is get the sample from Brazil. You want to buy a few of the samples. You know that some of them, they have like the skirts and the shorts. So what I would advise you to do is buy the crop tops, different types, because all of them have different fabrics. That's exactly what I did. I bought samples from Brazil, and I bought different fabrics, and I sent it over to China. Like I shipped it from Brazil to US, and from US down to my location in China. So what you want to do first is buy the samples, the shorts, the skirts, and then the tops, different ones, so that you can see what's the difference in the fabric. My suggestion would be that when you're buying it from Brazil, only go for the stretchy ones. Honestly, the ones that are not stretchy, it's a nightmare. They can't fit nothing because they can't even expand, except you would now tell the factory in China to make sure that they increase the bust size, like, to be able to accommodate plus size women. But let me just advise you, buy only the stretchy samples. The other ones that are not stretchy is just a waste of time, for real. Like, people won't even want them. You end up having returns and all of that. It doesn't fit. So buy the stretchy, and the stretchy ones has more colorful fabric compared to the ones that are not stretchy. If you want to know more details, go and watch my other video when I talked about this whole Brazil crop tops thing. So that's one thing you want to do. Buy the samples. Then when you buy the samples, you can ship them to your location first so that you can have a look and feel of it. Then from your location, you send it to your supplier in China. So whichever supplier you're using, need a sample, because this stuff is not even common in China. You can't find it anywhere. Then the next thing after you buy the fabric is you liaise with the supplier how much. Typically, some of the suppliers will do 25 per piece, or 25 RMB per piece, or they will do 30 RMB. For me, this person I worked with did 30 RMB per piece for me. So you want to liaise with the supplier and ask them how much. So before you even send the samples that you already bought, you might want to do that before you go ahead and send the sample to the factory. Please do not skip sending samples to China, or else they're going to use one fabric that you don't even understand to make it for you, and that would be a terrible mistake. You don't want to just make that mistake at all. So it's very important that you make sure that you send a sample to China. So when you liaise the price, like I mentioned, is between 25. You can even get some people who do it for 35 RMB for you. So it's up to you to decide. And once you decide, you guys agree on the price, what you would now tell them to do is to make one sample. The first time I sent this fabric down to China, I was charged 200 RMB for one sample. The one sample was just to make sure that they can get the style. It's actually very simple corsets for Chinese factories, but just to make sure that they get it correctly. And these corsets are different. They don't have like the bra hooks. What they have is zips. So I needed to be sure that they could copy everything verbatim for me. So you need to, make sure that you get the sample. So for one sample, they are going to charge you 200 even before they charge. But one thing about it is that you don't lose the 200. They literally use the 200, they add it to your total cost of production. So let's say your total cost of production is 10,000 RMB. They will deduct the 200 that they used to do the production for you. So don't worry about it. It will sound expensive, but trust me, it's still part of your production cost. So it was worth it as long as you get it right. Then after sorting out the sampling thing, they would return the sample they made or show it to you, and if they get it right, then you're good. Now another thing you should know is that some of the factories may not have the fabric. That fabric is hard to get. Not all bralette factories in China will have it. So what you need to do is to liaise with the bralette factory. They have to source that fabric for you in China or manufacture it. So you see how this whole thing goes. It's more complicated than you guys see. Honestly, if it was a random product, you easily get it off the shelf from China, but this is not. It is unique, and trust me, if you can go into it and do it well, the sky is the beginning point for you, because you have no competitors literally. So you're among the lucky ones I'm sharing everything with. I'm not competing with you because I don't do the business anymore. So basically, these are the things that you need to do. So I've talked about fabric. So if the factory doesn't have the fabric, you tell them to help you to source it, or they will liaise with fabric manufacturers to manufacture the same fabric for you. So it's very important, very, very important to get that sample from Brazil and send it to the Chinese factory before you even start anything. Now let's talk about the MOQ. Now this is the most challenging part. This is, I guess, one part that a lot of you will be like, no. So this MOQ is usually done per pattern. So let's say one pattern of the crop top. Like if you go to that video, I showed you guys different patterns. One pattern, one color. They count MOQ between 100 to 250 pieces. Yes. So if you want to make one design, that's one pattern of fabric of even one color set, they will tell you must make at least 100 pieces. Most of them do 200 to 250 pieces. Yes, the MOQ is really high. So imagine if you want to make just one, you are going to make a minimum of 100. So let's say the person is charging you 30 RMB, that's 3,000. That's it's 3,000 pieces for just one design. So this business is capital intensive. So if you are really ready, like you have to have enough finance for it. I wish you could get these bralettes off the shelf. The only place you can get it off the shelf is definitely Brazil. But from China, you have to do custom production. So basically, that is how you get this bralette, the MOQ, for when it comes to MOQ, is between 100 to 2, no matter the vendor you're talking to, 100 to 250. Some of them will even do higher than this. So that's something you need to know. But one good thing is the higher the quantity you're doing, the lower the price will be. So you might even be lucky, you can get people who could even do it for you for 20 RMB. Let's say you're making 1,000 pieces per design. So people are willing to do it for you for even 20 RMB, which is great, you know. So don't take my word for like that's the final price, because some of you will still come back and tell me, Flora, you said it's 30 RMB. Why are you charging me 40? It depends on the quantity you're doing. So the higher the quantity, the lower the price. So, but take note that for each pattern, each fabric pattern, each color, you must do between 100 to 250 based on all the suppliers that I researched, did inquiry until I finally settled for the one that I use. So that's something that you need to know about. So I've talked about the MOQ and all that, and we've talked about fabric, we've talked about a couple of other things. Now let's talk about payments. If you're doing business with China for the first time, you can pay the suppliers through bank transfer. So you can do wire transfer from your country. If you're living in the US, it's easy for you to do wire transfer. Then you can also pay them through Alipay. You can pay them through WeChat, or you can pay them through a money agent. There are a lot of money agents out there. I'm also a money agent. I could help you make payments if you want. So you can do that. Like you can pay literally through all this means. So most of you would come, oh, can I just do Western Union and the rest? Of course, you can do Western Union if you want to as well. It's up to you to decide which payment. You can even use remittance app for those who are able to still, some suppliers are not able to still like receive large amount of money through remittance app. So if you're able to do that, sure. So take note, but the most popular methods of payments are Alipay and WeChat. So you can pay any of the suppliers I'm going to provide to you guys through this method. So that's how you do your payments. Now, one thing you need to have is WeChat. You must have WeChat to communicate with these vendors, because WeChat is like the WhatsApp of China. Without WeChat, doing business with Chinese is so difficult. A lot of them live and breathe, eat everything on WeChat. So why would you be trying to do business with China, with the Chinese, or do business in China without having a WeChat? Like a lot of people live there, literally. It's like WhatsApp. You make calls, you do everything, receive messages, everything is done on WeChat. So it's very important that you make sure that you have like your WeChat ready in order to do business. The next thing I want to talk about is shipping, because some people will still come back to ask me about shipping. Of course, yeah. So there are two methods that you can use to ship your goods. You can use sea shipping, or you can use air shipping. Now, sea shipping is definitely going to be cheaper. So if you use sea shipping to ship this kind of items, you're definitely looking at more profit margins compared to, let's say you're doing air shipping. Air shipping is going to be more expensive and it's going to cut your profit margin. So, but if you don't have the luxury to wait, like especially when it's your first production, please just use air. Don't bother about the profit margin at first. All you just need to do is ship it via air and try the market and see how it goes. Like if people are interested, if people want to buy and all that. In fact, I recommend that you do only one design first, just to be sure that okay, this is something I know is something that people want definitely in your location. Everywhere, girls want to look good, they want to look fire, so you should definitely, this is a business worth it. There are several shipping companies. If you want me to give you recommendations for your country, just leave a comment for me under this video and I'll definitely provide you a shipping company that ships to your location. Now, how do you market this product? Let's talk about that. This is something that is probably new in your location. If you look at those Brazilian stores, what are they doing? The best of them is this particular supplier that I shared with you guys in the former my first video about those Croptops. Now, what they do is that they sell it in bundles. Now, for this supplier, the minimum you can buy from their store is 10 pieces. The 10 pieces can be a composition of different sizes, different designs, which is great because you're not stuck with one design, maybe 10 pieces or something. So that's how they sell. They sell in bulk. It's wholesale. So let's think about the way t-shirt bundles is done in Nigeria, where per bundle is 10 pieces, different sizes, different distinct. You can do it that way. You package it in bundles, different designs, different colors and all that. Make sure you're going for nice patterns. Another thing, you don't need to stick to these Brazilians, their own patterns. You can create your own patterns. We have nice, very beautiful Ankara fabrics patterns that you can tell them to make in that particular fabric, and you get something very unique. Yeah, so you don't need to stick to what the Brazilians are doing. Yes, you can create your own. Do you know one idea that I even have? I was even thinking of creating this crop tops in Ankara, but of course it's not stretchy. But just think about it. You might just be able to do something really nice with it, with Ankara shorts, Ankara like, and then the pattern one at the top. That would really be massive. So that could be a very good idea. You know, the Ankara top, the Ankara shirt. Look at how the Brazilians do it. Like the plain top, the plain shorts or skirts, and then the upper one is the pattern crop tops. And you could just create a business about it in Nigeria or wherever you are located. So that's something that you need to just sell it in bundles, sell them in bundles. Then something else is that when you order from the factory, let's say 100, 200 pieces, you want to tell them you want different sizes. You want size M, L, XL, XSL. That's also another thing that you want to tell them. They have to mix the sizes for you. If you order 100, most times they do 20, 20, 20 each sizes. So if you do 20, 20 and then you're selling 10 pieces in a bundle, you mix all the sizes, maybe 2, 2, 2, 2 for your retailers that are going to be buying from you. This video is targeted at those who want to do wholesale, honestly, because if you want to sell it 1, 1, 1, 1, you are not going to sell. I don't know how it's going to be. I like to do everything I do wholesale. I like to sell in bulk. So selling it wholesale, you sell out fast, especially now that still looking at the production volume that you need to make per pattern of this crop top. So you can package this whole thing bundles. If you live in the US, you can decide to do it like, or Turkey where they do series or by pack, where per pattern is 6 pieces, or Turkey where they do per pattern, per design is 6, I believe, or so. So you can decide to follow that pattern too. That one you would even sell one design like faster. But anyone that works for you, just make sure that you sell it in bundles. Do not sell one. You're going to sell more that way. Look at what the Brazilians are doing. And then go crazy on social media. You're selling something unique, something other people are not doing. Perhaps you'll be looking for a sign on what business idea to venture into in 2025. Perhaps this is your sign indeed. So this is a very lucrative business. You just be like literally the one person that is doing it in your country or in your location. That's before other swamps dive into it. But one thing you need to know is that the difficulty of entering this business is it's high. People won't just wake up and decide to invest that amount of money, all that money into this kind of business. So you are in the right place, like you are doing the right, because people would not just invest easily into this kind of business as long as it doesn't have to do I want to buy 1, 2, 3, 4. You would enjoy the monopoly for a long time, like being the only one that is selling the product. So that's my advice to you. Take advantage of it. I've talked about, the samples, the MOQ, payment method, shipping, how to even market it. And now I wanted to give you guys the suppliers that you need for this business. Now, I have about 10 suppliers, but I'm going to give you guys only 5. The reason I'm giving you guys 5 is because these are the ones that I know that if you give them samples, good direction, you're good to go. Yes, because I've even done, and a lot of them, they sell like the regular jean bralettes. I don't know if you have those bralette crop tops that girls wear to parties, even the ones that have stones and everything or not. So a lot of them, that's their business, bralettes. So you definitely get what you want from this ones. So my first supplier is this particular one. In fact, I used to have one shop on TikTok where I was selling just bralettes. Yes, I'm someone who likes to try things, especially when it comes to this marketplaces. I try different products to see what works. Like I'm like I experiment with different things. So what led me to finding this Brazil crop tops was when I was experimenting with TikTok shop early last year, and then I was trying to do crop tops, and I was like, okay, let me try. So basically, this particular supplier, I've bought a lot of crop tops from her in the past, but I did not make the crop tops from her. So just take note so that in case you guys go there and start fluorescent me, I didn't send you but she was supposed to make it, just that her MOQ was very high, and I was like, nope, I can't do this with you. And I don't know if she must have changed by now, so you guys go and try, but she can make it. She makes even harder crop tops. The crop tops that we're doing are simpler compared to what they're making. They make those high quality ones, the inside, everything is like, so the ones she sells, I've sold them before, and they are really, really nice. So you want to go try this particular supplier. Now, the second supplier I have on my list here is this particular supplier. Now, this supplier too has very good quality fabrics that they can provide to you, and it can help you source the particular fabrics you want. So let's say you get Ankara fabric pattern and you want them to help you produce it and make it, they can do it for you. So one thing you need to understand is when you are trying to get them to make this fabric, you must make, I think some of those fabrics manufacturers have like a minimum that you must make. So that's another thing that you take note of. There's a minimum that you must make if you are trying to make this fabric yourself. So, but you can get her, this particular supplier, to help you to make the fabric, and it will be way easier for you because she's going to liaise with the factory for you. Mind you, just know and prepare yourself that once whoever it is that any fabric supplier is like she's liaising with makes for you, the chances of you seeing that fabric elsewhere is possible, except you have a very strong NDA. So whoever you are dealing with, make sure you have a strong NDA with the supplier. Let them implement it. I know some of these Chinese, they still don't care, they don't respect NDAs and the rest, but a good number of them still do. So whoever you're entering this whole manufacturing thing with, make sure you have an NDA so that they don't go and cast your business for you. Take notes. Then number 3 supplier is this particular supplier. Now this one too, the MOQ, I think 250 she told me also, but that was last year, or I think early last year, being 2022. So it's possible that her MOQ has reduced. So you want to go try out the supplier. It might be a lucky day, and she's gonna like, oh, okay, come on, make 50. That's impossible, literally. But guard yourself and just prepare your mind that a minimum is 100. So that's what you need to take note of. So this is one supplier. So my 4th supplier is this particular one. All the suppliers I'm giving you guys, the MOQ is between 100 to 250. It just based on the one you decide to set. So the higher the MOQ, the lower the price. So that's something that you need to know. So this is my 4th supplier. Go check out this supplier. Honestly, I want the best for you. I just pray and wish that one person from this YouTube video will start this business. This is a very, very lucrative business, and barrier entry is high because not everybody have the funds to go and invest in something that is totally new. And the good thing is that these are tops that would sell. People can wear it with jeans, can wear it with skirts, just about anything. So it's something that I would do well. Look at the Brazilian market and then think about what they like. That's the same thing our black girls also like. They like to look colorful. They like to look like, very attractive. So these are things they like. And I trust our people, they will even go more creative with those crop tops. So be creative and go all in, and you'll definitely see the reward. So number 5 is this particular supplier. And this supplier is also another go-to when it comes to this like crop top stuff, the bralettes and the rest. You can try this supplier too. And I believe you'll get what you want. All you just need to do is provide the fabric for them, or tell them to like help out with sourcing the fabric. Like I said, that fabric is distinct. Honestly, I never saw that fabric for once before I got to know about the Croptops. I never saw it. So it's something that I don't know if it's like originally from Brazil or something, but as long as you provide a sample for Chinese people, they will definitely like get manufactured from you. At least I did it and it worked. So you too, you can definitely do it. So basically, these are the 5 suppliers I'm giving you guys for this crop tops. You guys go try them out, liaise with them. If you're looking for a new business to start in 2025, then this business is something that you need to go start now. Do it as wholesale, do it in bundles, you definitely reap the benefit. Like I mentioned earlier, you can get these crop tops off the shelf. So you guys, please don't go and ask them, please, I want 3 pieces, 4 pieces. It is not available. Take notes. The minimum I think you can, use to start this business is between 5,000 to 10,000 RMB. And honestly, I wouldn't even advise you to start with only one print, one pattern. I suggest you start with about 3 patterns. So that's something you need to take note of. I've given you guys all the information. If you have any questions, just leave them in the comment section and I'm more than willing to help you guys. Until next time, it's still your girl Flo. All I do here is help you guys source smarter and save more money for your business. Thank you. Until next time. Bye. Take care.